Yo, what's going on, guys? Spooky with the Car, guys, and I'm here with Corey. What's up, Corey?
How's it going?
So, I saw something that you put up a couple days ago. Maybe it was yesterday?
Yeah.
About some ban list that you had fabricated.
You know, everyone's waiting for a forbidden list, and I've kind of been having my own thoughts on it, and I just told myself, you know what, I'm just going to write, like, a list and just see, like, what it looks like.
A lot of people had a lot of questions and why you chose certain things.
Well, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Has, like, evolved a lot, especially, like, you know, since over the last 5 years or whatever, XYZs. And I would definitely have to say that this last format was even more of a standout certain format in the sense of we may have seen a lot less trap cards in a lot of the decks over the last year or so. And basically, decks like Nekroz, Burning Abyss, and Cliff Forts, there's like too many strategies that just like they have consistency fix, and there's too much consistency fix. Like cards that I think shouldn't be allowed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are cards like Reinforcing the Army at 3, like that's really easy to like splash in any deck. Similar to like how Stratos can be splashed in any deck, and part of the reason why, you know, a lot of people don't think Stratos should come back. And I just basically feel like there needs to be more interaction in the games of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where basically traps are involved. Mostly because people can't count on Solemn Warning to like catch their opponent and like stop all their plays, because, well, if you Solemn Warning my, you know, one Nekroz monster, Solemn Warning my one, you know, play that I need to make, they'll just go discard Brio, go search for another one. And I just feel like the traps would be better, not only if all the cards weren't so powerful against them, but there's no reason to play traps because the cards are so proactive that they can just, you know, powerfully interact with the opponent that way. Yeah, pretty much stuff like that.
All right, anything else? Any cards in particular that you had that you figured that a lot of people had like discrepancies about? Like any card that you banned or put to 1 or something? Yeah,
I think Vanity's Emptiness is a card that I haven't really thought. I feel like there's like a couple reasons why I feel really strong that Vanity's Emptiness should be banned, and there's a couple reasons why I think Vanity's Emptiness is actually really fair. And one of my main philosophies is I think that cards should, it's fine for cards to be like really powerful when you have them first or when you're going first. In fact, a lot of my philosophies on what I think should happen on that ban list that I posted is there should be more of a reward for going first. The traps, there's like times where it's good to have like traps going first, but nowadays in Yu-Gi-Oh! Since the play-draw card drawing rule changed, it's like, there's even a point in the Burning Abyss format where after they made that rule change that it was correct to go second with Burning Abyss even when you were playing traps because of the amount of value that you gained out of the extra card that you drew. And the problem with Vanity's Emptiness, it's not a card that is only powerful when you're going first when you have it first. In fact, I even like put cards like Trap Dustshoot on my list. And
I agree with that.
Trap Dustshoot falls into the philosophy I'm about to say, and it's cards are fine to be powerful when you're going first, because I think there needs to be a reward, but Vanity's Emptiness is powerful the whole game. Like, you can draw Vanity's Emptiness at a lot of points, just pretty much at any point where you have, like, momentum and, like, you're ahead of your opponent, and you can, like, try to have Vanity's Emptiness.
Yeah.
The thing about Vanity's Emptiness I think makes it fair is, so Patrick is, like, much of the argument of he hates floodgates, and I understand why people don't like floodgates, but Vanity's Emptiness is a little bit different because of the variable of the fact that it can be destroyed by, you know, any of your cards to even play. Like, you don't have to play MST to get rid of Vanity's Emptiness. Yeah. If your deck's not playing something that gets rid of Vanity's Emptiness like MST, and if your deck's not playing cards like Raigeki or any card that can move off your opponent's field, their deck's too degenerate and they deserve to lose Vanity's Emptiness anyways. Most of the things on my list too, I really think that for Yu-Gi-Oh! To make the reactive cards more viable is there just has to be like less search and less of these consistency fixed cards, and that's part of the reason why I put Summoner Monk on my ban list too. Like, if you see what Desmond and Patrick and all them did with Summoner Monk in the Nekroz deck for Nationals, you'll completely understand why Summoner Monk is too powerful. Not to mention all the crazy blue-blooded Oni nonsense and all the crazy Inferni, Arcfiend stuff. Like, if you see Summoner Monk can search all these cards. Also, Summoner Monk's searchable too with, like, Blackguard and Armageddon Knight. And, like, I just think that cards like Summoner Monk are just bad for the game. Like, Summoner Monk also has, like, this added thing in it too, is, like, it polarizes your bad draws. Like, there's no hand with Summoner Monk that's ever bad. If you have Summoner Monk and a ton of spells, great, you get to search any monster in your deck. If you have Summoner Monk and a bunch of monsters in your deck, great, you have every monster in your deck in your hand that you need, and you can just, like especially in Nekroz, like, you can, you know, just very easily fix the consistency, and you can just never get in a brick with cards like Summoner Monk.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why Rhoda's at 1. Like, you can just put Rhoda in any deck, like, and search for, you know, there's a huge toolbox of warrior monsters to get. And even stuff like Mathematician. I think Mathematician is, like, splashable enough. We've seen it played in Nekroz, we've seen it played in Burning Abyss, we've seen it played in Spellcasters, like, Shaddolls, and just the fact that it's Spellcaster, it has, like, you know, its own utilities in that. I think Mathematician could easily go to 1. I almost put Curry Bandit to 1, but Curry Bandit kind of goes back to what I want out of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's like, I think the game needs to slow down a little bit. I think even Japan has Curry Bandit 1. I may be wrong about that, but I remember seeing that, something about like that in Curry Bandit. But I think Curry Bandit's like way more fair. In fact, Curry Bandit doesn't have a search effect. There's actually variance in Curry Bandit. Much that I'm gonna go and bring that up too. Burning Abyss is like, I didn't really touch Burning Abyss on that list that I posted. Like on Shaddolls, I nailed Mathematician, Construct, Shaddoll Fusion, and Nekroz. I want Manju gone. I want Brio to 1. I want Unicore to 1, so you can't kaleidoscope every turn and search for everything. And real quick, I didn't make any edits on my list, but Lavalval Chain, I am very actually convinced after talking to people and seeing the ARG ban list, you know, enforce this. I put Lavalval Chain going to 1, but I think Lavalval Chain needs to be banned. Lavalval Chain, just like all the cards I'm mentioning that I have a problem with in the current format, Lavalval Chain is just splashable in every deck. It can put anything in the graveyard, put anything on top of your deck, use any card however you want it. Not to mention, like, Lavalval Chain can send any card to the graveyard. Like, you could send Breakthrough Skill or Galaxy Cyclone in the graveyard with Lavalval Chain, and that's, like, powerful, but you don't ever have to brick with Lavalval Chain. You don't ever have to draw Lavalval Chain. It's just sitting to the side. You never have to draw it in your draw phase, you never have to waste a draw, and you just have access to every card in your deck. And while I think there should be some cards like that in Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think they need to be more like archetype pertained. Like, I think cards that are like search your, like emergency call or whatever, opposed to Rhoda. Like, more people should be forced to have to like focus the like amount of cards that they can search to be more pertaining to like that one archetype. Like, even cards like Summoner's Art and Terraforming. I think Terraforming and Summoner's Art, I think Summoner's Art and Terraforming are just like, you know, 2 cards that are like easily splashed in like a lot of strategies and can just kind of like fix a lot of the consistency issues that any deck has. So yeah, most of the cards on my list, they're either going to have to deal with, I think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs to have more opportunities for reactive situations, like cards that are just like less searchable, cards that are less splashable. I think it's fine for cards to be powerful, but I want them to be losing value as the game progresses. Cards like that I put Confiscation and Dustshoot, I think those cards are like really, really insane when you're going first, but if you draw them at the end of the game when you're top decking, they're like particularly bad. There are a couple cards on there too. I'm just going to go ahead and mention, just I don't have the list on me. I'm just like kind of remembering some of the cards I put on the list. I moved a lot of cards to like 3 of. I think a lot of cards could just be fine at 3. Cards like Rescue Rabbit, I don't even think are possible anymore. Like, if you're going to like dilute your deck with like normal monsters and stuff like that nowadays, and normal summons, like, there's so many special summon effects in Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is the reason why it's like so fast that I don't think that that Rescue Rabbit would do that much of an issue. The cards that also were like known to be like some of the most powerful cards of our times were back before the card drawing rule for going first or second happened. I think that actually has a huge impact, and Konami should maybe like reweigh some of the decisions about bringing back some cards based on that. Cards like Trishula and Shockmaster were 2 cards that I actually didn't feel like super strong about my opinion being correct of those cards needing to come back, because the side that makes me think that they should come back reinforces the idea that I think they should go first, or I think there should be like more of a reason to go first. I think that there should be like more interaction like that, but like also Shockmaster and Trishula, both those cards cost 3 cards to make, and like there's no need to play tuner monsters anymore to where like Trishula, it's like harder to summon Trishula than Nekroz of Trishula, and I just think that like, you know, Trishula would maybe barely be enough of an incentive to play tuner monsters again. What was the other card? Oh yeah, Shockmaster. Shockmaster, if you can go first and have enough cards to open Shockmaster, great, you did it, you made Shockmaster. But the other thing too is Shockmaster, it's like, it would also incentivize people to play more of those cards I was talking about. I think that Compulse should go to 2. I think Torrential should go to 2. I think Solemn Warning should go to 2.
What about Book of Moon or Bottomless?
Bottomless is like fine. It's like the same thing as the other cards. It's like searchable from Amelia, which I'm obviously a fan of. I just don't think that Bottomless is like as impactful as the other cards. And I just like, I think there's like a point to where there would be too many traps. Like if you could have 2 Solemn and 2 Bottomless and 2 Compulse and 2 other thing, Torrential, that'd probably be like too many traps. But I just think that the other ones would be like a little bit more necessary. Also, I don't like every card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Banishing stuff, like destroying them. There has to be some stuff that like destroy them and stuff like that. I just think Bottomless should probably stay at 1 before the other cards come to 2. Burning Abyss is like a deck that I didn't really hit on my list. Like I said, Shaddolls. I hit like those, the Shaddoll Fusion, the Construct, and the Math. The Nekroz messed up pretty bad. Clifford's like fine. They like got hit pretty hard in the last list. I just think Summoner's Art should probably go to 1.
But Wavering Eyes, bro. That card is nut.
The thing about Wavering Eyes is Wavering Eyes would... I think Wavering Eyes would be bad if Clifford Scout went to 1. I'm not positive about that. But Wavering Eyes is like pretty interesting. I think pretty good for the game and good for what the Nekroz deck should do. Like it's more of kind of the thing that I was talking about before. Summoner's Art, while Summoner's Art isn't the best situation or best example for what I'm trying to say, the card Wavering Eyes is more what I was talking about, like pertaining to just a certain archetype.
Yeah.
Like you have to play Wavering Eyes in Clifford. You can't play Wavering Eyes in like every other deck. Summoner Monk could be played in Clifford, I guess, maybe, but like just the fact that it's possible is like kind of like what I'm talking about. Like those kind of cards are splashable in like every single deck. I just think are like kind of bad. Just there like needs to be like less consistency fixing. I think that people need to fix their consistency by grinding the games out and like building time and turns and like drawing the cards in their deck opposed to like search them every turn. Like back in the Dino Rabbit days, you had to like draw to your power cards so that you can like, you know...
High five. That's my favorite format.
Just so that you can like, you know, grind out into drawing your most powerful cards and stuff like that. And I think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Would have more of a chance of being like that just if we like cut down on the consistency fixing. And maybe like the amount of special summoning. That's like not really a thing that Yu-Gi-Oh! Can really fix because like so many effects special summon. But I think you know what I mean by like trying to get archetypes to like stick to their cards archetypes.
Well, I'm glad you know we're talking about this because I know a lot of people had questions. If you guys have any more questions in the comments below about anything, I'm pretty sure Corey will be on this video.
Yeah. Like I said, it's also, you know, ARG just released their list tonight. I haven't even looked at it yet. I've like heard people talk about a couple things like Stratos coming back. Like Stratos was like one card that I did not put on my list because of everything I said. I think it's like really splashable. I think it like makes too many decks just get to splash Stratos, and I just think that like the only deck that Stratos should be allowed in is a deck that has to play E-Hero monsters, and you know that's just like Yu-Gi-Oh! Can't always work like that. The other like honorable mention cards on my list, like it would take forever to like go down through every single one of them, but I was trying to like just like highlight the main things that I think about Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, and I think I did a pretty good job.
You did. Well, if anybody has any questions down in the comments below, definitely ask anything. And Blair might. He's raising his hand back there. Just, you know, comment down below. I'm pretty sure either myself or somebody else would answer and try to clarify anything if you guys have any questions. Appreciate you doing this video. I know a lot of people wanted the video, so I'm glad that you got to be able to do it.
And like I said, this isn't necessarily like what I think Konami is going to do. There's like one thing, I don't care about people that hate or whatever, but like this is just like my idea of a way that would make Yu-Gi-Oh! Better in some ways. And just like I said, I don't expect Konami to do a lot of these things that I mentioned, but I think that it could like make Yu-Gi-Oh! Go more towards the way that I love trap cards, and I just have not seen them played enough. Like I think that was a part of Yu-Gi-Oh! That has been missing for a while. So
awesome. Well, Corey, I do appreciate everything. We'll probably have another couple videos for you in the future regarding the channel. I got to talk to you about that, but that's besides the point. I do appreciate it. It's Spoofy and Corey with the car guys, and Desmond and Blair.
How you doing?
Noah, Rob, Jonathan, and Bobby, Swift, Steven, Jeremy, and we'll see you guys later.